chance to win £100. This was a 5-star relegation match that produced a 5-star entertainment rating, although the result really was a poor one for both sides under the circumstances. Sunderland getting off to a flyer through Gordon Armstrong. Now, having taken only 3 points out of the previous 30 that were available, you can imagine the mood at the baseball ground when Sunderland went 2 up. Marco Gabbiadini with an Andy Gray type of header. Now, you'd have got great odds on Sunderland dropping down 2 places in the division when they went 3 up after less than 25 minutes. Mark Wright's header dropping for Kevin Ball, who got the drop on Peter Shilton. Derby's last win came against Sunderland at Roker Park on December the 1st. Now, even a share of the points looked unlikely here. But enter Dean Saunders. 2 goals just before half-time transformed the match. Although he received good support here from Ted McMinn, when it came to the crunch, it was another virtuoso piece of finishing by a world-class player. And our first goal of the day contender. Now, only 1 goal followed the break, about 15 minutes from time, by which point Saunders was unstoppable by fair means. Tony Norman pulling him down, Saunders' chance of a hat-trick. All this for a point apiece. Derby stay bottom, Sunderland dropping 2 places into the bottom 3. Chasing a place in Europe, Palace upstaged by a side with only 1 league win and 3 goals since the turn of the year. Phil Barber's first touch as sub going straight to Gallagher, Trevor Peake opening the scoring. Palace had won more away games than anyone else in the First Division, but adding to their total of 7 looked highly unlikely after this. Goal of the day contender by Brian Kilcline. Now, Coventry has scored only once in the previous 5, and Kilcline had got that one. Terry Butcher joked afterwards he might play Kilcline and Peake up front next week. Coventry's 3 goals by their 2 centre-halves. Kilcline's second of the match. It was all rather academic when Ian Wright scored his 16th of the season. Andy Gray tussling for it on the byline, but after the graft came the craft. A delightful ball for Wright's head. You might have fancied Leeds for this in view of their recent cup disappointments, coupled with Southampton's return date with Forest on Monday, but Paul Rideout put the Saints in front after 10 minutes. The Saints minus Matt Le Tissier, dropped or rested, we don't quite know. Penalty there for handball. It all happened so quickly, but what a good save by Lukic nonetheless. Not to be deprived of his moment of glory, a fine penalty save from Alan Shearer to keep Leeds in it. This was Leeds' first league game for a month, 11 cup ties so far this year. Now, Lukic will have conceded few better than this. Wallace to Cockrell, a goal of the day contender. Southampton in good nick to take on Forest. Some of the stars of Montpellier on a reconnaissance mission at Old Trafford. Now, making his full senior debut against Everton, Darren Ferguson, son of Alex. Andy Hinchcliffe's blistering free kick blocked by Seeley and touched in by Mike Newell. Some reward for all his hard work in recent games. Now, this is Ryan Gigg on as a sub, and according to Ferguson, the most outstanding 17-year-old that he's ever seen. Gigg's day will no doubt come, but it wasn't a winning debut. Dave Watson saw to that. His 2nd goal of the week, but for both these two, the league's of lesser importance now. Chelsea's hopes for the season have crumbled since they beat Spurs and Arsenal not that long ago. A sharp turn by Gordon Durie put them in front. Familiar situation for Spurs, who've won only 2 of their previous 11 in the league. But they managed to get a point through Gary Lineker, who was probably more surprised than anyone to be greeted by Besson quite so far out from goal. Lineker's 15th of the season, and Chelsea have now gone 6 games without a win. Faced with yet another FA Cup replay on Monday, Forest held out until 5 minutes from the end. David Priest picking out Ian Dowie. 3 goals of such importance for him over the past 2 games. Four without defeat Queen's Park Rangers, 4 in the previous 3 for Les Ferdinand, who started this move and kept on going to meet David Bardsley's cross. Magnificent, and a goal of the day contender. Well worth another look. A classic diving header. Now City finished the match, they're third without a goal with 10 men. Neil Poynton sent off for that challenge on Ferdinand. The referee's verdict, a professional foul. Of the bottom 8 clubs, only Aston Villa lost, so even Sheffield United's 5th successive win failed to lift them out of the bottom 3. Kevin Gage's miss-hit back pass enabling Ian Bryson to get the first. Villa equalised 7 minutes later. Derek Manfield again, but their First Division survival is by no means a foregone conclusion. They're only 3 places ahead of United now, but level on points. United winning the match with Brian Dean's 14th of the season from Glyn Hodges' corner.